Your kid just went behind your back and spent $600 of your money on Fortnite. What's you gonna do about it? Step 1. Consider why your kid is able to access your money. Remove this access. This is your fault. Step 2. Explain to them theft is wrong. It is a crime. Then explain to them the consequences for said crime is to not be able to play Fortnite for 6 months. Step 3. Tell them that the $600 they took will be paid back with interest, and start a compounding rate interest on them till it's fully paid back. Step 4. Whenever they ask for anything that isn't a necessity, remind them they have yet to fully pay back the $600 and are thus in no position to ask for more stuff. My kids would never have access to that much money in the first place. I've got security set up that sends my phone a code that's required before purchase, and I usually don't even have $600 in my account at one time. Luckily my preteens are pretty good kids, understand that every dollar is important in our home with a tight budget, so I couldn't ever see them doing this to me. They do ask for things like DLCs or the occasional game battle pass, and I'm happy to buy it for them if I can afford it, but I've never had them purchase things without asking first. Pretty sure the FTC or someone has a law making this fully refundable when a kid does this. Sit the kid down and have a talk about the value of money, especially food, utilities, and time to work. Talk to them about dishonesty, theft, and trust. And yeah, it's to the dark ages for them privilege-wise. At least a week or 2 with no digital entertainment. Increased chores and work. They need to understand the value of it. I had a friend's kid steal from them. We encouraged the friend to force the kid to pay it back in full. Be that little bastard sus and take all their games and electronics away and give them a restricted phone that can only be used for emergencies, which only has 3 numbers in it, one of which is 911 and is locked to them alone, in a GPS tracking system that cannot be turned off even when the phone isn't grounded until they pay back that $600 along with interest, since it seems that is the only way some can understand the value of the dollars they spend or earn. Yep, I am a real bastard. And this is light punishment. N.S. First of all, discuss how he is going to pay me back by chores or getting a part-time job, selling his console PC, WTV. Then I would prohibit him from playing the game for a good few months. You know what, I think the best would really be for him to just try to get the money back, and whenever he could afford that, then we would discuss the end of his punishment. To be clear, it's not about the money. It's about him learning it takes hard work to get it. I might save it for a college fund or something like that. My son did this many years ago on Roblox. He didn't mean to, it was my fault for not putting password required on Xbox purchases. He was only 7 and thought he was just unlocking stuff, spent $333.32 used. It was right at Christmas and I didn't check the entire credit card bill, just assumed my wife was spending money on Christmas gifts. Didn't even notice it until months later when I was scrolling through my Xbox purchases looking for something. Lesson learned, he's now 14 and still has to ask me for the password. Lol. I'd have a garage sale and recoup my losses by selling off the possessions I've bought for them. Video games, cell phone, TV, etc. Then I'd spend a considerable amount of time going forward teaching my son about the value of a dollar and the importance of honesty. As a replacement, they'd get an old school prepaid and I'd be nice enough to let them use my lawnmower for free if they wanted to earn some money over the summer. If they're over 15 they can get a part-time job. You can be stern without being mad. I was a kid, I'll say what happened. Basically I memorized the card info and my dad noticed it. I was about a year into therapy at this point and he sat me down and had a talk with me. I broke down saying I had basically bankrupted myself already on these games, that had been cheating. The outcome of this was bringing it up at therapy, paying back the money, and not playing the game until I paid it back. I've since quit the game as a whole, and will eventually sell my account. Don't play a League of Legends. Talk to him about it, take away Fortnite for quite a bit of time, and make sure he understands the value of money. I would set up a set of tasks he can do for money. Most of that money goes towards paying down the $600, some of that money goes in his pocket, but he doesn't get his video game back until it's paid off. Don't yell, don't hit, don't break anything. Those things lead to fear, and the fear emotion literally prevents the brain from absorbing information and understanding consequences. I don't know what device your kid is using or how old they are. I have parental controls on my children's iPads and Switch. I set up the iPad so that they have to ask for any purchase, even free downloads. The transaction will not go through until I approve on my Apple device. On the Nintendo, It will not save any credit card information on a child account, so I have to enter the CC number for every purchase. Doesn't help your current situation, but it's something to think about moving forward. Ground is asked for a month. No Xbox, PlayStation or whatever he plays Fortnite on, phone tablet usage limited to 4 hours a day, and he gotta do more chores around the house than he would normally. If he does it again, same punishment except with another month put on, then another, and so on. If he still somehow hasn't learned his lesson at that point, get into his Fortnite account and change the PW. He can get it back when he turns 18 or gets a job and pays me back the $600 he stole from me. Repossess their access to electronics until they turn 18. Here's a pencil and a notebook, get your schoolwork done with that. Here's a Motorola Razr, so I can call you when there's an emergency. Realistically, it's a moot point because my kids won't be getting smartphones or tablets until they move out of my house. But in the event that I was somehow foolish enough to give my kid a phone with unfettered internet access, I'd take that shit back and sell it to recoup what they spent. I will explain to him 2 things. 1. The minimum wage of the area where you live. He needs to understand because he's going to have to work for you that exact number of hours. 2. The minimum sentence for theft. This will translate to no more Fortnite for the same period of time as well as an internet ban. 3. Remind him you're his parent and stealing from a family member is fucked up on every level. Grounded. Hard. No computer console for 3 months and they're mowing every other day for the whole summer. If my yard is fine, then they're mowing my neighbor's for free. $600 for a free game? Seriously. I'm 28, I'm not that far away from being young, at least in my eyes. I'd rather him have paid $600 for a hit of acid. Fuck. I'd rather pay his bail for literally next to anything other than Fortnite charge back. Then the kid is going to learn what happens to thieves in the world. Hard labor, no privileges, no freedoms. Petty larceny can get up to 12 months in jail and up to a $2,500 fine where I'm at in the world, and they'd get a lighter sentence if they were honest and just did a thoughtless stupid. They'd get the whole book if they were being shifty and had to get caught out though. Charge back. Hope the account gets banned. Can't even look at a video game for a year. Once the year is up, all they get is the normal free account. Let them get bullied for not having skins. Once the year is up, they can play video games, but can't access Fortnite because Fortnite is blacklisted at the router. Fortnite not working? Huh, I'm not sure why. Try later. Later never comes. You can normally reach and get a refund. Either way, if the kid's under 13 you can't really blame the kid and only yourself. The age of the kids really depends a lot on the appropriate response, also more on the situation. Was it your device they were playing in? Either way, judging from most of the response, lots of people here would make terrible parents and cause the kid to resent them. Every game maker that have microtransaction will get you a refund the second you say your kid did this without asking, simply because they have been asked very sternly to make sure kids couldn't spend money themselves. Did exactly that when my 4-year-old got hold of my wife's phone and spent a 100 by clicking on every shiny image of whatever free-to-play was installed then for their older siblings. This is how the teenager that mows my lawn got a start. His mom put on Facebook asking if anyone had any chores that her son could do to pay back the money. I never particularly enjoyed lawn care, so I said he could mow my lawn. He's enjoyed doing it ever since for the extra money. It's less than if I were paying a pro and I don't have to do lawn care on the weekends. We both win. I need my gutters cleaned. My yard needs mowing. My neighbor's yard needs mowing. Windows haven't been cleaned in a while. I can afford the hit, but I'm letting him think we're dirt poor. It's butter on toast for a week or 2. Might spice it up, Vegemite once every other night. The kicker? He doesn't get to play Fortnite. I'm changing the password. He has to ask me for permission. Wow! So many people just punishing but not reinforcing the lesson about the value of money and earning it. Make the kid pay it back by working or take it from their allowance. Or they will just think you're being a dick. This way at least they will have a better understanding of how much $600 is, especially if they are only making $5 for their chores or something like that. Sell the console PC for recovery fees. Have each or list at $5 an hour until paid back. Kid's money will purchase his new gaming rig and any future add-ons for that hobby. Lessons in money management during this period of gaming downtime. Move on with life because kids do some pretty goofy stuff, and hopefully, they learn something they can use moving forward. I actually had this happen a decade ago. Different game, but the kid stole a credit card and bought a bunch of stuff in a game. They were super invested in World of Warcraft at the time, so I had them sit next to me as I went into all of their characters and sold their elite equipment and then gave the money to other players. The stealing never happened again. I would add a bunch of digital and physical barriers, for example bank warnings, digital changing cards, use a service card instead, a locked wallet, etc. Disabling them from doing it again. Also, I would definitely take control of that account. Ask my bank insurance to talk to Epic to get a refund, then I would make them work for it, be that chores or actual work. How do you do that? Like go into my wallet? He can give me everything out of his wallet, birthday money and whatever, to pay back some of it, and then he'll just have constant reminders that I don't deal with thieves anytime he wants something after that until such time as I'm convinced he feels bad or such time as he leaves to pursue his passion for thievery. Change the password on their Fortnite account, immediately. You just spent $600 on it, and the kid has shown that they are either stupid or shifty. If they're stupid, they shouldn't be allowed on the platform. If they're shifty, they shouldn't be allowed on the platform. Note: a chargeback will result in an immediate ban, if that's what you want to do. Ask for a refund and immediately revoke his computer privileges until I feel otherwise. If that happens, I clearly failed in parenting somewhere because I failed in making my kid understand the gravity of what he did. I need to correct that. Also, it wouldn't happen because my kid has no business having access to my card to begin with.